What's up guys, hope you guys are doing good. In this video we're going to be talking about the Canon T3i and the Magic Lantern audio settings. So I got a comment the other day asking how was I getting such good audio out of a T3i, because the T3i has bad preamps. It's got this Canon hiss. It's one of the first things that I really fought when I started shooting video was that Canon hiss. Let's talk about Magic Lantern audio settings with the Canon T3i. Okay, so what we're looking at right now is the back of the T3i. I'm gonna just turn it on and get into the Magic Lantern menu system. So right there, all the way to the left is gonna be your microphone settings that you have with the Magic Lantern build. I've done another video on how to install Magic Lantern. It's just the one on the first page. This is the build I'm using. I forget which build it is, but if you go over to the Canon microphone settings, you really only have manual, auto, and disable. But inside of the Magic Lantern, you can put override audio setting on, and then Magic Lantern is now taking over your microphone settings. So you have analog gain there all the way up to 35 decibels boost, which is pretty massive. You do get some pretty bad distortion past 24 decibels right there, but I've got pretty good results up to 24 decibels with that setting. And then you've got a mic boost feature. So you've got all the way to 30 decibels with that. Anything over 10 or 15 with this one, I'm getting some pretty bad noise inside of the microphone. So I normally try to leave this one at 10, but both of those combined allow me to run that cheap microphone and get almost perfect audio levels. So if we go back out, you have digital gain, and I'm not using the digital gain, but I am using this right here. This is a built-in notch and EQ filter. You can run just a notch filter, you can run EQ, you can run notch EQ, you can do enhance record, you can do enhance record play, and then loud. I only run this in either the notch filter or the EQ. Most of the time, just the notch filter. I just like to EQ my stuff in post when I'm editing. And then moving down one more for your audio input source, just leave that on auto. I've had this part of this build malfunction when I went to external stereo mic. So just leave that one on auto. It'll let you know when you plug in a microphone that you have a external microphone plugged in. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Right there, microphone disconnected. Then when I plug it back in, microphone connected, top left-hand corner there. So that works pretty good. Just leave it on auto. So then there's this setting. This is the wind filter. This is also another thing that you're not going to get with other cameras. So I'll leave the DC filter on and then the high pass filter on, and I'll leave the high pass filter cutoff hertz at 160, and that gives me some really clean audio even with this cheap mic and this $125 camera. There's actually one on eBay right now with a battery grip for $125, but I'm not going to buy it. I'm actually just going to take a break from eBay, I think. Moving on. So everything else I'll leave pretty much like it comes when you install Magic Lantern. The only other thing that I would suggest doing is right here in this arrow set shortcuts. I like to turn the audio gain off. That way, if it's on, that way I don't accidentally, battery's going dead, I don't accidentally turn my gain up, if that makes sense. With this setting, all right, change the battery. The Power Extra batteries kind of suck. But with the arrow set keys, if you leave that setting on inside of your Magic Lantern menu, you can accidentally change these settings if you're trying to set white balance and you can't really set your screen. So what I do there is I just turn that off, and then I leave my ISO Kelvin on, and then the rest of them I leave turned off. And the set button is for white balance. That's already made that video. So that's pretty much it for setting up your microphone. So you'll see top left hand corner on that screen, it gives you your audio waves. I'm going to turn this microphone on and just show you guys where I'm trying to get my audio to be. So right there, I'm really close to this microphone, and if I talk really loudly, it's going to get into the yellow but not all the way to the red. And this is with a microphone with 10 decibel gain boost. So that's the settings that I would use. If I'm using something like a cheap lav mic, I would run a little bit more gain boost on the, or I would run a little bit more analog boost if I was using like just a cheap wired lav. But you can really dial in any cheap microphone with these options with the Magic Lantern build. So that's going to be it for this video. Definitely check out a T3i if you're looking for a budget camera. It's kind of been an obsession of mine. This whole channel is pretty much dedicated to figuring it out and figuring out how to video. But with that Magic Lantern build, you get more options than all the other cameras. Now the raw recording still sucks, and maybe I'm just not loading the sound option module or something on the other cameras, but I think this is the only one that has all of those features other than maybe the EOS M. So you've got some pretty crazy tools with the T3i. But I hope this answered your question to the person who commented about the audio. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you later.